Hello friendly people of the internet, I am Hyper Super Sora and welcome back to another Breaking the Ban List, where I take cards that are on and off the ban list, tweak them around a bit, and see what I can do to break the meta in half. Oh, I've been after this one for a while. Shaddoll Winda. For those of you who don't know, Shaddoll Winda is a dark level 5 fusion monster spellcaster with 2200 attack and 600 defense. Its fusion materials are one Shaddoll monster and one dark monster. Must first be fusion summoned. Cannot be destroyed by opponent's card effects. That gets into why I kind of hate it later. Each player can only special summon monsters once per turn while this card is face up on the field. If this card is sent to the graveyard, you can target one Shaddoll spell or trap card in the graveyard added to your hand. Now, I don't personally hate Shaddolls. It's mostly Winda I hate, and it just so happens to be a Shaddoll monster. Shaddolls were kind of the first archetype that gave us the fusion summon from deck. Heck, that's becoming more commonplace with Shaddoll Fusion, which if your opponent controls an extra deck monster, you can fusion summon directly from deck. Now, that's not inherently a bad thing, since that requires you to, go second as the Shaddoll player. And then they came out with other cards that make it easier to summon, specifically the trap card. Schism, was it? In that case, you just splashed it in with other things. It's pretty generic, just requiring a dark and a Shaddoll. That's pretty easy. And if you could set this up before your opponent summons, now they're only locked into one special summon. And the cherry on top of the shit cake is that it can't be destroyed by card effect. Oh my god, who thought this was a good idea? And it doesn't even have the restriction of can only be fusion summoned. It only needs to be first fusion summoned, which means you could bring it back with shit, even if your opponent manages to get rid of it. It's 2200 attack, it's not that easy to get rid of. Can't be destroyed by card effects, so no matter how many times you Regeki, it ain't going down. And again, locks you into one special summon. When people say the special summon isn't special anymore, this isn't what they mean by fixing that. At least I hope not. Again, many times on the channel, I've said I hate cards that tell me how to play the game, that lock me down. Now, that make it so I can't do what I want to do. Winda has left a bad taste in my mouth about Shaddolls. And a lot of other decks for that matter. Because of the trap that makes it so any pile deck can play it. And the new archetype that's coming out that could basically make this thing for free. Now that new archetype, what was it called? Sprites? I think it was. Can make this first turn, earn predicted to be like a real meta threat. So maybe that deck will be a blessing in disguise and finally put the crosshairs on Winda's head, and then maybe Konami will finally pull the trigger. I want to make a video on this in a later on day, maybe with Darkseid, maybe with someone else. But I've always seen Floodgates as a shitty game design aspect. It shouldn't be limiting your opponent, making them stop doing their things, but making so your own things are protected and good. I am more of a towers and negate person. Admittedly, I prefer towers over negate. So, and funny enough, they kind of want a special summon too, so it's a perfect double-edged sword for them. But when other decks start abusing it, that's when I have a problem. But how would El Shaddoll Winda being banned impact the meta? Well, I think most people would actually like it, since again, they don't have a lock on them. They don't have something telling them, hey, you can only get one special summon. Better make it count. And if you can't get rid of me, too bad. Feels so oppressive. It would nerf the new deck coming out. It would hurt other old things that abuse it. And it would just be gone, done, and we don't have to deal with it anymore. Or wipe the hands clean and call it a day. But what did you guys think? What do you think about Shaddoll Winda? Do you think it should be banned like me if you have a working brain? Or do you think it should stay around because you like being that one asshole? You know who you are, Jeff. But comment down below what you thought. Leave a like on the video if you liked it. Hit subscribe to see more of me bitching about floodgates. And hit that little notification bell to see when I upload all the time. Until next time, I'm Hyper Supersora. Sayonara.